Welcome back to another episode of Cape Ann Today. I am speaking today with Rebecca Bradshaw, the new artistic director of Gloucester Stage Company. But today I am speaking to her as the director. She is the director of the Ding Dongs, which opens this weekend, August 11th, and runs through the 27th. Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So now you're directing. I know you've directed
Yes.
before, but not yet this summer, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I had the first two shows I produced, and this is the one I'm directing. So yes.
Yeah. So tell us about the Ding Dongs. Great title.
Yes, yeah, it's a wild play. It's one of those plays that you're gonna walk in, I hope expecting a comedy, and then it has a lot of twists and turns. Yeah, the play, this general synopsis is that a couple shows up at the front doorstep of a homeowner in suburban America, rings that doorbell, and the couple are saying the husband used to live there before and is interested in and seeing the outside as well as the inside of the house, and is there an opportunity for them to come in? And they're a little odd, they're a little pushy, but very overly sweet. So we'll just say that the homeowner gets a little suckered into it and lets them come in, and the premise of the play is, well, what if those people don't want to leave? So it's, how do you handle what happens when you let someone in and you answer that doorbell, but then also what happens if it twists into something you don't expect? So we're calling it a comedic thriller, in the sense that I think of it as like watching a really good uh, movie, and you're in the movie theater and you're thinking about things and you're like, don't go in there. There's a lot of those types of audience reactions to moments, which is just exciting and thrilling, and a really wild ride.
Well,
So
it sounds like the classic "A Stranger Comes to Town," right?
yes, very much so, where you're questioning them, but you're like, what do I have to lose? Like, they, or what, I'm just taking in their general vibe, and they seem fine. They're a little odd, but people are weird, so it's fine. And then things get a little hairy.
It sounds great. I
Yeah.
think did you and I talk about this in the beginning of the year. And have you had an experience with this play before? Have you directed it before?
Yes, yeah. So I direct this at the theater I used to run in Ithaca, New York, called The Kitchen. We actually did the show there, and what's really exciting is it was such a wonderful experience. It was one of those projects that the actors in the room and the designers and everybody we were just working really well. The collaboration was really good, and the show just kept wanting us to play with it. Brenda Withers, her writing is so incredible to kind of dive into. She gives you, as a director and an ensemble of actors, she gives you a lot of leeway. She doesn't give you many stage directions. She leaves things very ambiguous for us as creators, but also for the audience, because she allows us to interpret the play in a really cool way. And when I reached out to her, I had known each other. I had known Brenda for a while, and when I called her up and asked her a few questions, she's so funny. She wants to give you ideas, but she doesn't want to give you the answer, which I think is really incredible for a playwright. She asks more questions while you're talking to her, and I think that's what she wants her plays to do, is like be able to ask even more questions than what she proposes. So it's incredible. She gives you so much leeway. She lets you interpret things. She doesn't tell you it has to be this, or this is what I intended, don't veer away from that. She actually gives you, full flexibility to make she always says, try to make the juiciest, most fun choice.
Mm.
And I love that as a director, because we as a ensemble can discover that in the room. So I had already directed it in Ithaca, but what's really exciting, I kind of walked into this process thinking, oh, we'll just do it again. It worked really well. We'll just do it again and see how it goes. And then we got in the room, and the three actors and myself, 6 months have passed, and we've changed. We're different people. There's a new thing called AI and Chat GPT that is all rampant throughout our media right now.
Wow.
And we had been sharing that the language in the show sometimes sounds like goes through Google Translate and then back, because it's just a little strange at times. And now we're like, are they AI? Like, is there something strange that, now we have this new framing that is just fun to kind of think about, and then audience would likely be thinking about it because it's so in the zeitgeist right now. So
It
a lot of things. Yeah, go ahead.
wanted to interject. It wasn't 6 months ago. Really, it really wasn't, right? We weren't talking
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like it's just been, it's been constant over the last, I mean, I'm very in tune and been researching a lot about the WGA strike as well as the SAG-AFTRA strike. So I've been thinking a lot about um ChatGPT and AI through that lens, and how it's affecting the adjacent industry to theater, I would say. But anyway, yeah, so we came into the room and we were saying, we pretty much were like, let's just do the show again. And then we realized there were so many more layers to the play that we kind of mined, which is, I tell everyone after this experience, you've got to do a play twice. If you really love that play, do it twice, because you don't know until you walk in the room. And I really thought it was just going to be the same thing. And so it's a different play, even though it's been done before. There's a new, I think, a more human layer to it that's really exciting, that the actors are massaging into the play. So it's
Mm.
really exciting doing a play twice. I didn't think it was going to be this new, and things feel even fresher now. So it's
That
really exciting.
artistically, that is a really interesting point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, can we just digress for 2 minutes, and can you tell us what you're actually thinking about AI in the industry and the strikes?
Oh, I have many thoughts. I think, oh, AI potentially could ruin art, period. I mean, I don't think it can ever replace it, because we as humans can sense when things aren't, especially creative things, whether it's, AI generated images, you can kind of just sense that they're just not, they're just more computerized. I'm really concerned about AI taking over, uh, just taking over the jobs of humans. Like, they've already created AI in crowd scenes within TV. They've, instead of hiring an actor, instead of hiring, and it's not just actors, it's the costume, it's wardrobe, it's all the PAs that are managing those people. It's like a half of the crew could be fired and or not hired, and it could be replaced with computers. And then since I'm in theater, I believe in the collaborative process of every single person in that room. I think that's what makes it so beautiful. We're creating something as a collective to put on stage, whether that's, you're giving the line notes as a stage manager is directly helping the actor, which is directly helping the designer get them to the position they need. So when you take those people away, even within the film or TV industry, it just becomes less of a human connection in that room, and that energy that you're creating, those big crowd scenes or those big moments. And I can only imagine how it's going to make art, especially film and TV, feel more, I don't know, just more computerized, just more less touching the human souls. And then we can talk about how, AI is already taking over for writers and replacing those positions, which are awful. Um, and I read something about somebody who was doing a voiceover. He's a voiceover artist, and then he just showed the commercial, and it was his voice, but he didn't do that commercial. So AI has already taken over jobs. They threw his voice through an AI generation and then produced a commercial with his voice. He has no credit. That's his voice, and they literally took the voice and made him voiceless. It's very scary when you're thinking about people and this industry. It's all to save money, and which is a shame, because it's, losing. It's a huge industry that's going to only serve the people at the top, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm pretty terrified of it. I think there's some parts of AI that's really lovely. I think it's, it's helping our medical fields in very wonderful ways. But when it comes to the arts, uh, the replacement of AI is terrifying. It's really scary.
Well, thank you for your viewpoint and for your insider's viewpoint and your,
Yeah,
yeah, to be right in that field and
yeah,
experiencing it and seeing it. Thank you for that. Well, so
absolutely.
tell us, I think I said it in the beginning when the ding dong runs, but you tell us
Yep.
again, tell us when people can get
Yeah. So Ding Dongs, we have our first performance this Friday, the 11th, and we go to the 25th of
tickets.
August. So pretty much all throughout August. And we're at Gloucester Stage, and we hope that you come. It's a quick show. It's you're out of there in like 80 minutes. So it's one of these wild plays where you sit down, you buckle up, and we'll see you at the end.
Well, I hope to see it and you very soon.
I'm very excited for that. Thanks, Heather. I appreciate it.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.